I'm Dylan Nguyen, ProX member. I interned at the Department of Aviation down at KCI. And my problem, I'm going to be talking about safety training. So these signs, they're all, oh, whoops, I forgot about that slide. These signs, they're all, you've seen it on the internet. They're like the obvious slides or signs, like why do they need to be here kind of signs. You see them everywhere. There's actually some down at KCI baggage claim where you're not allowed, they have to tell you now, you can't sit on those carousels with baggage claims. Safety training is kind of like this. It's sometimes common sense. Some people don't have that kind of common sense, though. It's very fun. It's fun to see what comes of that. So I've talked with a lot of my coworkers and people all across the department in aviation, so all the different subdivisions. I've talked to them, especially since around this time of year, they do a lot of safety training. So a lot of people are out. A lot of them are leaving and doing safety training. And I talk to them and what their issues are, what they like about it, what they dislike about it. And their dislikes boil down to two things. The first thing is that it's not engaging. You sit in a room for hours on end, and you kind of just look at a screen. It's not much to do. And then you also have a strict time frame. So you have very few sessions. It's like happens, you have one session per month, and it's either you get it or you don't get it. Kind of sucks. You have a birthday party you're supposed to go to, safety training instead. And so my first solution is to fix the engagement issue. So the way to do that is making it look nice. So making it look nice, first thing you do, it's the first impression of your presentation is how it looks. So that's why it's super important. And I have an example of how that first impression affects the audience. So this is a blank Google slide. It's not great, there's zero color, and everything is set on default setting. It's not easy to read, nor does it give me anything to look at, except for the wall of text, but I'm not reading that. This gives the impression that I don't care. I'm kind of just here because they told me to be here, and tells others that because I don't care, they shouldn't care. That's why you should put effort into your slides so people know that they should care. And there's a few ways that they can do that. My way of doing it is keeping it short. So when you keep it short, it gives your audience more time to process what's on the screen. So right now I have a single bullet point. It's easy to read. You can get the gist of it even if I wasn't talking. And then always know that less is more. Don't overload your audience with too much information all at once. The next thing I do is use a variety of colors. Colors can affect mood. So it's been known that colors are associated with ideas or emotions. For example, all these fast food chains, they all use one very similar color. That's red. Because according to studies, red is linked to hunger. So when they see that color red, they're more likely to eat at this fast food chain. The next things you can do is use visuals. So using things like pictures, like graphs or videos and graphs can all help give your audience something to look at, something to look at as I'm talking. So in my case, I've done all three at once. I've used a picture of a video about graphs. And the next solution I've used is spread out the training. This is to solve the issue with the strict time slots that most workers have to deal with. So this is very similar to how the Department of Aviation currently did their safety training. Each color pertains to a certain division of the departments. So they really had like 1 or 2 weeks to get all their safety training done. If they missed it, it kind of sucked. And then here's what I propose. So there's multiple time slots that they can do. If they miss one, they always have 2 other months to make up that certain day. And there's no strict order in how they have to do it. And it's much nicer. So if you have something planned way ahead of time and safety training comes up on that day, then you always know that there's another opportunity to make up that safety training. You don't have to give up everything you planned to make safety training. And so what things changes, at least 3 different opportunities for safety training. And then there's spread across multiple months, and workers schedule time for more specific training. So it's not shown on the picture, it's kind of hard to do, but some training not everyone has to do. Like forklift training, not everyone needs to know how to run a forklift. They would have to request that, and they can choose a day when they need to do that. And so here's the next steps to make this possible. Communicate with all the workers for feedback. So when you communicate for feedback, you can learn a lot of things. So first thing you can do, you can set out surveys to gauge after a presentation, so what they disliked, what they liked, and things they would like to see improved upon for the next year's safety training. And then there's also, we need a system for scheduling. So many divisions, and not everyone can get a certain time slot they want. So it's very important that we put a system down that gives the worker the opportunity to choose when they would like to schedule themselves. And this some ways they can be done. So you can either use a paper sign-up sheet, so just paper posted somewhere, have people when they walk around, sign up in pen, what days they want, or they can use a Google form. Send out an email, click on the link, they get a form, they can choose one. This picture kind of looks at something I thought of. I kind of just made a Microsoft Word. You can kind of insert it anywhere. You can print it out and port it to Google Forms. Kind of just what I thought of. And that's the end.